Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Kerfuffle showcase, and I am delighted today to have Nellie Barover of Art Division with us. How are you, Nellie? You okay?
Hello, Simon. I'm very well, thank you, and hello to everyone watching. It's nice to be here.
Great. You are demonstrably very happy, whilst the rest of the country's in a bit of a misery. So
I am very happy because I tell you why I'm happy. Actually, I haven't put makeup on for probably about 5 or 6 months, so I was very happy to have a reason to do my hair and then put a bit of makeup on today.
Normally it's only at the weekend, but I make a special occasion for this.
Yeah, I can see your hair is all done up as well. So, yeah, so good.
You know what? The reason I'm smiling, Nellie, is because I was a bit smug and I managed to get in for I got a hairdresser's appointment today just before lockdown. So I'm feeling like I'm going to be able to go into lockdown, comfortably in the next few weeks.
That's good. I was going to ask, because normally I've seen you wearing a hat, so it must be a. Oh, there you go. Yes.
If the hair becomes unmanageable, I'll do it. Nellie, we're going to talk today a bit more detail. This is obviously us wanting to introduce you to the audience as much as anything. The title today, which I'm really excited about, is How Estate Agent and Letting Agents Should Tackle Digital Marketing in 2021, plus the 3 most important assets to focus on. So that's relevant at the best of times, but it couldn't be any more relevant now, could it? Where we're going into a period of lockdown, you are going to have a period where you can actually, work on the business, strategize for what you're needing to do, as you would typically tend to do at the end of a year anyway, when it quiets down. But I think more so now than ever, isn't that the case?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we started discussing over the past few days with my colleagues is, how is this lockdown going to be any different to the previous lockdown? And to be fair, I don't think from a business perspective it's going to be that different. I think we are going to see a quieter period, which in a way is a great opportunity for business owners to stop, reflect, and think about their strategies. What is it they want out of 2021? Because when things go back to probably never going to be normal, but let's use that word normal. I think that those who have actually invested in their marketing assets that are going to see significant increase in inquiries, which is what happened with a lot of our clients after the previous lockdown. So we had literally a pause of especially sales inquiries. And when things started moving forward, the numbers that they started attracting were far greater than any previous period that they've had. We had data comparing, for example, September this year to September last year. In some cases, they're over 30-40% increase in instructions and inquiries across the board. So that's phenomenal. So I think agents generally shouldn't worry about the fact that there's going to be a quieter period, as long as they're prepared for a busy period, which will come after that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter really where the eyeballs are, whether they're in your office or on the website, just as long as they're there in general would be the rationale there, wouldn't it?
Yes, exactly. And I think that unfortunately things are not going to change very quickly going forward. So COVID is here to stay for some time. God knows what else is going to come in 2021. I think generally everyone... but everyone needs to be prepared to work digitally, right? Yeah. So, and I think I've seen a lot of agents who very quickly adapted and are doing exceptionally well without having to go to their offices. Things are now done digitally, and actually people are comfortable with that. Buyers, tenants, vendors, landlords, they're all more receptive to dealing with things that way. And I genuinely, because we used to work in an office, and most of my interactions with customers, especially when it comes to strategy planning, was face-to-face. I've only done Zoom calls since March, and I think everyone's embraced it so much that I don't see the need of actually having to be in an office anymore. It's changed so much just in the space of 5 months.
And I think the big mistake people are making, Nellie, isn't it, is that actually they came out of that first period. Obviously, it was all bubbling. The market was bubbling and hot and everything else. And they made the mistake that actually things weren't going to change that much. We're kind of getting back to how it was there. And actually, you only have to see those businesses that have really embraced it. Like you just said there, this is what the public want. This is what, or at least a big percentage of the public want, to be able to do it because it's simply more convenient, isn't it?
That's exactly it. You hit the nail on the head. It's convenient for people. So if I can have someone valuing my house without actually coming into my house, I would prefer that. If I can have 3 people do it that way without physically having to show them around, that's better for me. If I can view properties without physically going to this address, it saves me time for travel. It's not really a very pleasant experience anyway. And maybe I can only physically go and see the ones that I have shortlisted as my top 2, my top 3. But I think that digital is here to stay. So estate agents really need to embrace it more in 2021 than ever before. And
well, we're getting ahead of ourselves, aren't we? We're getting ahead of ourselves. So, Nelly, give us a bit of your background so that we can obviously understand a little bit about yourself and then obviously where Art Division came from.
Yeah, so I've got 20 years experience in digital marketing. I have worked with estate and letting agents for over 15 years now. So the core of what I personally do is I help estate and letting agents or business owners strategize their digital marketing. So extracting exactly what goals they want to achieve and planning, mapping the steps, step by step, of what they need to do in order to achieve those goals. I have a team behind me. About 70% of our work is digital marketing. So we do, as a team, we do asset creation. So we build websites for estate agents, and we do a lot of content marketing. So we plan and write blog articles. We do email nurturing campaigns. We work on Facebook campaigns as well as Google. Those are the main 2 channels that we focus on, because at the moment we're noticing that those are the 2 that work the best with regards to lead generation. So the ultimate goal with all of our clients really is to grow their businesses. And to do that, we use digital marketing. So that, in a nutshell, is what we do.
Well, that's really tight, isn't it? So you're covering all aspects there of as you said, marketing, digital marketing there, so that people can just, and do they have to take all elements that you offer, or can they just pick and choose the bits that they need at the right time?
Well, with us, it's a little bit different in that we don't sell PPC or SEO or Facebook marketing. We start with the goal. So if someone comes and says, I want more landlords, I want to attract more landlords to my letting agency, we look at what assets we need to create, what messages we need to put out there, where are those landlords, and how can we reach them? What channels do we need to use to reach those landlords? So in a way, it doesn't matter if you're using Facebook or Google or LinkedIn or whatever you're using, whatever is relevant for that moment in time for your audience. Our campaigns are based on the audience that we're going after. So if a landlord campaign requires a Google and Facebook working together and an email nurturing campaign, then that's what we will be offering and discussing.
Okay. And how did Art Division come around then, Nelly? What was the history behind the business?
Well, our division came around a very, very long time ago. It sort of started from almost like a college project in 2001. And we started more of a design agency. So back in the day, the web was very different. So the websites we used to build were HTML, and there was no digital marketing in the way we do it now. So we used to do a lot of graphic design stuff, logos and brochures and things like that. So the business has evolved a lot over the years. And really my personal passion is marketing. I am a marketer to my core. And so the business evolved over the years because of that drive. Also, I have a great passion for property. I'm a landlord myself. I love the whole sort of investing in property, and I read a lot about it. So the 2 sort of made sense for me as an area. So I'm not just going out there promoting agents or suppliers to the industry. I'm very passionate about the property industry as a whole.
Cool. And I think we're going to be joined here. We're lucky enough to be joined by one of your, hello here, Azim. How are you? Okay?
Hi. How are you guys?
Yes, very well. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us.
No, thank you for having me. I'm sorry, I'm always overstretched and underpaid and all of that. So I'm quickly got on, finished off another call and walked straight in and quickly logged on as quickly as I possibly could.
You look very smart. That's
brilliant. I thought I'd make an effort for once. I think some of the other videos I've sent to Nelly, I don't quite look as trim, but I thought I'd make an effort this week.
As in, you've chosen the exact wrong one to bother doing up. Look at this. I'm prop tech. T-shirts, it's caps, you don't have to worry. But thank you very much for taking the time out. I mean, basically, we should explain here. Azim, I believe you've been a client of Nelly's now. Was it since you were saying, Nelly, from about the time of the first lockdown? Was it?
Yeah, since about March.
Yeah, that's right. We came across Nelly back in March. We provide various solutions. So we've got an estate agency, a property management company, and we do lettings where we guarantee rent to landlords whether the property is occupied or empty. And when the whole lockdown started to be enforced in February, I think it was, we obviously had an issue where we needed to try and ensure we continue business as best we could, given that we couldn't let properties on the working professional market or sell any properties because of all those distancing. And that's when Nelly came in, and she was really helpful with finding solutions where we could continue taking on empty properties on the guaranteed rent service. That's a slightly different service that we provide, where we guarantee rent to landlords whether the property is occupied or empty, but we have contracts with central and local governments housing people on temporary accommodation. And that side of the business could continue even during the lockdown, because unfortunately you still had to house the homeless. And Nelly was great, and the team, they came up with really innovative ideas. They get digital marketing. They're really easy to work with. They're always available. And I think the really important thing is that they don't just come up with an idea and just do it as such. They'll come up with a strategy. There'll be consistency. They'll action and implement the idea as well, which is what we've worked with a lot of marketing agency over the past 10 odd years. And what we found, a lot of them come up with great ideas, but the execution is not there. And the great thing with Nelly and the team is that the execution is there. But not only that, going on from the execution is the analysis of how the marketing is going, and then how that particular proposal or how that particular project should evolve over time. So they came up with an idea. We're using Facebook marketing, and we created a landing workshop and a video and a landing page and stuff like that. It's helped me to get a bit of confidence and experience with videos. I think Nelly will admit as well. From my first video, hopefully where I'm at, it's a lot smoother and better. But the great thing is that as things evolve over time, they come up with ways to continue to refine. Or if something's not working anymore, they'll be the first to say, okay, guys, you need to stop with this now. Let's look at the next thing that we're looking to do, or the next way to continue this evolution. And I think that's really important, because it's an all under one roof service. And I'm trying to hold back a little bit on the praise for Nelly, because whilst they're great, I want to keep them hungry as well. I don't want the invoices coming in at another 10 to 15% more, because we're worth it.
I love that. We have that issue with so many suppliers where we're trying to obviously get reviews out them, and they say, you know, I really love this company, but I don't want to tell them too much because I'll get the old price increase. And
the other thing I'll admit as well, and they've been chasing me for a long time, poor guys, to get the video done. And I don't want to encourage their services too much, because I don't want our competitors to latch on to their methods, which we're developing. But anyway, it's a small world, and we will try our best to find.
I think you'll find a way of staying different to your competitors anyway.
I certainly hope so.
Azim, there's a few things there that really, and we don't want to hold you for too long, and really appreciate you jumping on.
I'm free.
Cool. I think what's really interesting there and really resonated is sometimes you can be dealing, whether it's on the website side of things or with the marketeers, these can be some of the most talented people and businesses we've seen out there. But actually, when they don't get it, you know, when they don't get the understanding, the empathy of the industry that we're in and our specific challenges, it just feels like it takes an eternity. Whereas I'm guessing from what it seems like you're saying here, because of Nelly and the team's, you know, experience of this, they'll get it like that, and it feels like it will be a much more productive process working with a business like that. Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. I think the really important thing, the thing that at the moment has differentiated them from their competitors, is that a lot of marketing agencies, what they do is they have a product or they have something, and what they do is they try and make it work for your business. So effectively, they may have a set of 10 or 15 different templates or different designs which they've used or implemented or worked and used with other clients. And what they'll try to do is shoehorn that to us. But what Nelly and the guys have done and the team is they've looked at what we do, how we work, how we operate, and what we would like to do, and they've worked out a bespoke strategy for us, using obviously the methods and the techniques and everything that they know are tried and tested.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's the best of both worlds, where you've got the fact that it's a bespoke campaign, that it's tailored to our business, that it sells the parts of the business that we think we're good at, but it's not so much where you're just forcing it that, okay, this is what you're doing. No, you just have to keep plugging away. If it's not working, they'll be the first to sit down and say, okay, and Daniel's particularly good at that, where he loves to analyze things and puts things onto spreadsheets, and he'll then look at what's working, and he'll be the first to suggest that, okay, look, guys, I know we could potentially make money on it, as in our division could make money on continuing this, but it's not working for you guys anymore. It's run its life cycle. Now what we need to do is the next thing and the next stage. And they know their stuff. They really do know their stuff in terms of the digital platforms. And one of the other things that we were really struggling on is how to use social media and maximize our presence on social media, because property businesses are very difficult to market on social media. When you look at the main platforms being used for a lot of companies, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter less so, but it's very hard for a property business to use those platforms because we're not impulse purchasing. People are not impulse purchasing. When you want to sell or let your home, it's not an impulse thing. You're trying to use the information and find a company that is proven, tried and tested, that you're confident in working with. And that's what I think Lenny and the guys have done really well to maximize their exposure, use those platforms in the best way to generate the traffic, and then help us to develop methods and techniques to help convert those leads or that traffic into potential leads and then landlords and vendors.
Wish you all the very best, and we'll obviously catch up on a future podcast as well.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Simon. Nice
Thanks,
having you.
Cheers.